Carry there. Of course, you're always running some amount of risk when you decide to spam down on tab like that. But hey, what amount of life-threatening danger isn't worth the minor increase in convenience? You know what I mean? Hard to argue with that kind of cold hard fact. But let's back off slightly here. Do you know what? I would like Norris to be in a slightly safer spot. Sir, you could just hopefully keep following me. It seems to be the case for now, at least. And not too shabby. Thank you, zombies, for giving your life for the horde here. Okay, there we go. We do get the full heal up for our buddy old pal. Old friend, oh my. This time around, I'll stay in the hot seat slightly longer, just so we don't immediately put ourselves into the same boat, and even a bit of hurled torchlight is going to be a part of that. Jeez. Okay, Norris, not quite as good at staying alive as By Susan was. Makes sense when we look at their stat line there. You know, only 1 pip of AC instead of the, what was it, like 8 pluses for our Storm Dragon friend. Norris says, Krug Envy, I like you. I like you too, Norris. I'm happy to have you around, pal. Thanks for joining the family. And let us try to just circumvent all of that. Take out the brain. Cut the head off the snake, and that is fantastic. So yeah, Norris, not quite the godsend that we were originally hoping for, but still doing a decent job. You know, they're holding things together. They're doing their best out there. That's all we can really ask for at the end of the day. Okie dokie. Leaves us in a bit of a spot here. I think we're probably, as usual, going to be heading down to depths next. I'm trying to think if there's anything that we could prepare or do in advance, but nothing jumps to mind in terms of gameplay here. The one thing I think I will do is take a brief break. Gonna run out and just grab a refill for my beverage here. But otherwise, I think we'll be ready, as mentioned, head down to depths. So let's just get that prepped and ready here. Oh, hello, my friend. So sorry to meet you in this context. Extremely sad to just murder you out of nowhere, or seemingly so at least. Perfect. And with that, don't go anywhere. I'll be back in just a minute here, and we'll see if we can't continue the luck here in terms of staying alive as we make our way through depths. Don't go anywhere. I'll see you in just a sec. Okie dokie. Just pour this bad boy in. I'm curious where exactly the camera sits when I stand up, because I'm currently wearing a pair of my indoors or like at home only pants. I tore a stitch right in the zipper line that just makes it appear like my fly is always undone. So don't get me wrong, I forget that I'm wearing these pants and go outside every once in a while, but in general, I like to say just in the comfort of my own home. But okie dokie. I guess nothing to do but jump right into the thick of things here. If we can get some Storm Dragon scales early on, I could see that being advantageous for us here, because we can head back to the treasure trove that we left behind all that time ago. And I'd like to not go upstairs if possible. Okay, perfect. Rakshasa can copy allies, but not enemies. So I guess that's another interesting option for us in the future for friends is Mara. Mara can copy enemies. So if you have Mara on your team, can they copy like Pamlords, for example? I could see that getting into some wacky shenanigans, to say the least. I would like, this is either silence or acquirement. I probably don't want to just insta-burn a silence. I'm tempted to read idea though. How much do I care? And I guess also, if I'm going to continue exploring the floor, then I might as well bring the friends out to play here. So let us do so now. Fantastic. Wait, can you get a clone me that's allied that way? I don't think so, because I think there's an order of operations issue there. You cast Bind Soul on Mara, they're still an enemy. They copy you, they're going to create an enemy. You have to kill them to acquire their soul. So when you kill them, all their summons die. And then I think they're worded, the spell is worded, as they can only copy enemies. Because unlike the Rakshasa, you don't see them kind of cloning their own friends. So that leads me to think that it wouldn't be possible. The Rakshasa can clone allies. Even though Mara is the same flavor, I don't believe they have the same spell. But I could be wrong. Again, I'm out here LARPing as if I actually know things, when any of you have been around for the long haul here, you know that that is definitely just not the case. I know nothing, and that's kind of my whole brand. So let's not get too crazy here, shall we? Scholars are divided on this issue. Exactly. The science just isn't there yet. You know, we're working on it. But it's something that we might never know, and I think we just have to accept that fact that there's some humility in the unknowable, you know? But just thinking a Rakshasa ally could be potent, they're probably way too squishy. Exactly, that's what I thought when we got them. They could copy zombies. Most of the zombies, not especially powerful. But there's some exceptions to that, and at the end of the day, more friends are more friends. You can't really go wrong, even if it's not, you know, 100% optimal path forward. And it was a scroll of silence. Okay, no acquirement for us yet here today. Hopefully, though, at some point, we can explore that as a possibility here. I will buy Fear Scrolls. That is lovely. I'll mark the magic mapping. I shouldn't spend too much money because we have 2 more shops here, and it could have 3 more shops here, and they could have the absolute nuts in them, but here we are. Let's swap places with you, my friend. I'd prefer it if you did not die. And to that end, let's just kill the Spriggans for you. That's always the nice thing about stuff like the, you know, like Ice Blast, or like, oh, that Flayed Ghost was an enemy. I'm also marked. Excuse me? Why didn't anyone tell me? Shoot. I think Norris is going to die. All I was trying to say earlier, by the way, just so I don't drive anyone up the wall with my inability to finish sentences. Hurl Torchlight, good, because cannot dodge. So it's a Spriggan killer, essentially. You know, to really boil down all of my my ramblings into a bit more of a pertinent, concise argument, I guess. You're definitely the least familiar with Yred shenanigans. That is fair. Me as well. I mean, I didn't play... When was their first more recent overhaul? Was that in like 0.28? They got this like zombie raising motif? I believe it was something like that. But yeah, didn't really try them out much at all in that iteration. And then this is, of course, our first kind of foray with the latest version. But okay, Norris unfortunately did not make the cut, so we're on the lookout for another friend. Necklace of Bloodlust. I don't want Random Rage. The Willpower, though, would be kind of sick. It also helps to have this kind of ability. Your Berserk can go a little bit longer than it otherwise might, make it through a fight. If I Fugue of the Fallen before it makes me rage, then I get up to like a plus 13 slain, which would be kind of silly fun. So unfortunately, I don't think that it's realistic, and I don't believe we'll end up taking that path, but interesting. So we got Malevolent Force. Yred refuses to let your conquest be stopped by a trick of the earth. I believe, if I remember correctly, that they prevent shaft traps, random shaft traps, from happening. But I do not know if it actually says it here. I believe that is the case, though. I think it's something to do with it feeling kind of bad when you've built up your zombie horde, you're ready to take on the world, and then fall into a shaft trap, and there goes your entire army. You'll never get them back, because of course changing floors ruins them. You also would drop your torch and not be able to raise it again, so I think that makes a lot of sense why they would implement some protective features in that regard. But okie dokie. Man, I need a new friend. Trying to think of who shows up in depths. I'd like it to be a unique, even though, of course, there's no real guarantee that that will be the case here. I also haven't been keeping up with our skills. I mean, Infestation is finally on its way down, but it's a ways off yet, I think, to say the least, unfortunately. So, not 100% sure how feasible things are there. Hum-de-dum. Well, let's not worry too much about it. Come at me, my wizard friend. You know, I was being kind of boastful and arrogant about that. I did not expect you to actually come at me, my casting friend. Not the best decision you've made. Sojabo. You summon things, you abjure. You have some solid spells in general, honestly, and multi-attack is good for the drain. If you keep any of this evasion when you go undead mode, that will also be solid, though your AC will still kind of stink. I'll take it. I'll take one of each, please and thank you. So here, we raise a torch. Raise a torch for freedom. Something they can never take away. For all the Hamilton heads out there, I guess. Because I'm sure there's, again, a huge overlap between musical theater and DCSS. I mean, overlap's not zero. Got me right here. But it's a start. I will probably hurl another torchlight. I can't lose sight of Sojabo. Otherwise, years of academy training wasted. But I can just blast you again, my friend. And oh my gosh, do we get it? Cool. Okay, so what are we looking like here? You do get to keep the evasion. Okay, that's sweet. I guess they're not a zombie. Zombies would lose all their evasion, but a ghost is a bit more amiable to different combinations here. Sojibo, I would like it if you did not just immediately get killed, though. You know, slightly preferable is what we call that. And maybe, just maybe that's enough. This is where I could throw the torch to just try to ensure the survival of our friends here. But I'm going to risk it just so we keep a few more torch throws in the back pocket for our future. Oof. That rock hurts. I think a heal wounds is good enough here. Maybe should, out of safety, just take like full blink away, but no, I'm gonna chug 2 heal wounds. We're happy with that. And then we need to go heal up. Okay, Sojo, let's kill, not kill. Let me rephrase that. Let's chill is what I was aiming for. Chill out a wee bit here, my Tengu friend. And one of these days, we'll get you fully healed, I promise. There we go. Fantastic. So again, not loving the survivability that was on display there, but we did have a lot of kind of bolt enemies. And at the end of the day, air elementals, extremely sick to have on our side, because they do stun enemies, and I don't believe that's a willpower check, so it doesn't even matter what hit dice or, you know, power level our enemies are, we'll just get free stuns every once in a while. So that sounds pretty lovely, if I do say so myself. Here we get a decent go at things by just getting more and more zombie pals summoned in as we kill things. So that is lovely. And at some point here, we'll either finish the fight or I'll be forced to swap out with one of our friends. And I guess winning comes first. You love to see it, folks. And yeah, there we go. That's done. So okay, I was sleeping a little on Sojibo here. You know, I was happy. I saw they had a summon, good spells. The evasion, of course, was a highlight. But I did not fully interpolate the extent of their summoning air elementals ability. That is going to be incredible. If we can keep them alive for most of the game, we can stun lock a lot of enemies. Basically any unique we come across. As long as we get we roll high initiative, to use D&D terminology, I'm pretty sure we can keep them stun locked to our heart's content. Would have never clocked the elemental thing as an idea without having seen it. Imagine stun locking orbs of fire. Well, hopefully we don't have to imagine it. You know, no promises. We'll see how the rest of the evening goes, but could be nice for sure. Ooh. And just a regular +2 kite shield. I was hoping like a reflection branded shield would be swell. Not even really much of an upgrade. In fact, it's probably pretty fantastic that we have, you know, at least 1 pip of resistance in most necessary categories here. But I'm a sucker for reflection brand. What can I say? Just occurred to you that Orbs of Fire have a very apt acronym. I do always, yeah, I've loved the oof. I feel like the first, like, many times I saw people talking about him, it would have been back in the day. There's like the old tavern forums. I don't know if those are still in use these days, but I didn't even know what they were talking about. I could not, in my mind, for the life of me, put 2 and 2 together for that being an acronym, and so I thought they just had nicknamed an enemy oof because it was something they died to a lot. So it's funny that that comes full circle and now you come at it the other way. But okie dokie, not too shabby. Very happy to have Sojibo on board. Welcome to the team, my friend. Otherwise, yeah, I think we're just good to keep going here. Somehow, we're holding it all together. Some way, somehow. Buckler of Protection. Again, if it was a kite shield, I would have some interest, but that is fine at the end of the day here. Let's not worry overly much. And don't let our zombies take some of the fall there. I will not put Sojbo in harm's way, but a zombie pal, I mean, maybe say this under my breath while turned away just so I don't sow dissension amongst the ranks, but definitely don't quite have the same caliber of standing in mental calculus that goes into each of these encounters. There we go. Okay, we get Revivify and Death's Door. I don't know if we'll be able to get these online. That's still a concern. We see level 9 spell 99%. Maybe not great. Where's Revivification? 36. Now there's something to that. Just getting a nice get out of jail free card. Hard to complain. Oh, Necromancy. Either never set a cap or it cleared for some reason. Either way, let's put a 20 on that. Call it an even 20. Armor, I think, can come up a decent chunk here as well, and then why not? Invocations back on in the background as well, just to continue upping the power of our bound souls, as well as the Throne Torchlight too, of course. You gotta love that. Okay, give me your skid, please. Please and thank you. 1 skin, please. Oh, wait. Oh, I don't know if I can get skins. If they summon into zombie, do they drop their skin? I don't think they will. Could be wrong about that, and in fact, I kind of hope I am. Divine Tome, so we got some smote action going on, but let us raise a torch first and foremost. Oh, and there are multiple of you. What fun, what joyous fun this is. And yeah, you know what, let's just buff up some of these bad boys. We'll continue poking as one does from afar, and that should be able to wiggle into some level of success here. There we go. That's more damage being taken on my end than I would like, but is what it is, I guess. And that should do her. Beautiful work out there, squad. Knew I could trust you. And oh no, my partner is watching stream and almost bullied me live in front of all my friends. You would have been right too, Babs, but okie dokie. Frostbound Tome, not too bad, especially when they block their spells access completely on their own. Fantastic. I mean, at the end of the day, what's a bit of cyberbullying between spouses, you know? But okie dokie, not too shabby here. Okay, whoa. I was not seeing any stuns. Resistance to electricity can sometimes prevent it. We'll have to see how that works out against some of the stronger enemies. I could see them having kind of gone in and nerfed their elementals a little bit. I mean, the main place that we've seen that function in the past is with Quaslaw followers. That's one of the strongest aspects of the Quaslaw follower. You essentially win any 1v1, especially against, the majority of uniques in the game, just because you summon in, you get a bunch of lightning clouds around you, turn them into elementals, bada boom, bada bang. Bob is your uncle, and all that good stuff. Nope. Me and my son are getting out of here. Let's let you heal up. my friend. Yes, queen? Is Sojibo king or queen? I can't remember at the moment here, but that's fine. Int human. Well, I think Sojibo would have some choice words to say to that, but I'll take your word for it, game. And let's do it. Bring on the forces of good and evil, and might makes right. Let's hurl some torchlight while we're at it here as well. That should do some decent damage. I also should have been watching a bit closer. We need to make sure that Sojibo doesn't run into any adverse effects here as we continue onwards. As we level again, I mean, I probably don't need any more intelligence, so I'm tempted to go into strength. This is a tougher call than I was expecting here. Too bad Quasal followers have very few one-on-ones. You're definitely right about that. There's something about, you know, raising the force of the heavens in an enclosed cavern space that may not synergize great with any level of stealth, even if it's not even the level of thief, but just trying to get those straightforward encounters. Yikes. Well, let's go int. I want to go up to 40 intelligence. That sounds nice this time of year. And then blast one of those down real quick. I was hoping. Normally that is a one and done Spriggan Slayer, but fair enough. 2 injured, 2 tab fight. That is fair. I appreciate the game for trying to do something to keep me alive, even against my my own worst judgment. We have 3 more torches. I don't really want to throw them, but I'll throw one. I really want that Berserk Spriggan out of here. And then somebody... Oh, I'm confused and feared. It's just a bad time for Grug MD today. Oh my gosh, I'm confused again. What is confusing me right now, actually? Oh, the brain, I think, actually. In retrospect, that sounds like something that the brain does. Let's get rid of the confusion, I guess. And otherwise, all of these kids will, at least should be able to take care of our friend there without too much issue. And go Gadget Air Elemental. Okay, these kids could smite. The Sphinx can also paralyze, so we want to, you know, keep that in mind here. That looks like more Spriggans. Hello, my friends. Bit more straightforward. Don't even have to waste torch charges when we have the numbers on them like this. That is wonderful. To the table.